Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us in Amelia Island in Florida. If there's something that we know for certain, the US, for in behalf of the United Kingdom and Ireland, that is to say, United Kingdom and Ireland are the largest incoming traveller into the US from any international destination. We know that behind Canada. And we also know that the UK and Irish traveller has Florida as their number one destination. But increasingly, we also know that generations who go back to Florida are asking the same questions of you guys. They're asking the question, where else can we go in Florida? What is slightly different from our experiences in Southern Florida and the big parks and so on? And this is where some of the more unique destinations in Florida come in, and Amelia Island is certainly a unique destination. So as I say, thank you for joining us, either now or in a watch back. And let me tell you a little bit about this island and why it might be important for you to know about in relation to how you serve your customers better. So Amelia Island, let's geolocate it for you. There it is up on the top right-hand corner on the Atlantic coast. Its nearest airport for their purposes is Jacksonville. But that's not going to be much use to you from the international United Kingdom and Irish perspective. Your customers are going to be flying into places like Orlando, 2.5 hours away, 2.5 hours, or Tampa, 4 hours away. Easy drives, I've done it several times now. It's a very easy drive up to Amelia Island, and you can transfer internally into Jacksonville, which is only 40 minutes down from downtown Amelia Island. It's also possible to get to Amelia Island quite easily from Georgia because it's right up there on the Georgia border. And the island itself is a barrier island. And what we're going to do is just going to show you a little bit of a video, 60 seconds, that gives you an idea and a flavour of just what Amelia Island is about. Okay, 60 seconds gives you a flavour of this luxury island. It's a luxury island without the luxury tag, by the way. It is an astonishing place. But let me tell you a little bit more about it. It's only 13 miles by 2 miles. This is not a massive, massive island. It's an island by virtue of the fact it's just off the coast. You can see from the map on the right-hand side that it's, whilst it's an island, it's only a few seconds across the bridge, either at the top of the island or the bottom of the island. And you can see that there are roads onto it more or less 2/3 of the way up on the A1A. 13 miles by 2 miles. Nice little way to remember that. Exactly the same size and shape as Manhattan if you were to turn Manhattan Island upside down. Don't be fooled by the main settlement called Fernandina Beach. There are beaches there in the Fernandina area. There are beaches all around the island, but Fernandina Beach is in fact the main conurbation on the island, and it's where all the absolutely beautiful little shops and mom and pop places, a really unique shopping experience can be found. This is an island with history, and this is what might actually appeal to our UK and Irish audiences specifically. This island has been under the jurisdiction of a number of different countries, including the United Kingdom, France, Spain, and a few others, which I'll mention shortly. The history is enormous. You can see up in the top left-hand corner, there are the flags of the various dominions that have looked after this. And therefore, what it means is that this is an island which is rich, has a rich tapestry of experiences, which then can be given back to the tourist in terms of its food, its culture, the way it looks at itself to the outside world, how it sees itself relative to the outside world, and how tourists see it when they arrive there. The guy in the bottom left-hand corner is an interesting chap. He is one of a group of people who actually make a living out of being pirates. Not real pirates, of course, but provide tourists with a great experience of perhaps what pirates and seafarers look like over the years. It also is an indigenous culture and a massive fishing component, which is why it's a great place for seafood. One of the best places in Florida, if not the best in Florida, for seafood. Okay, it's been under 8 different dominions, and therefore it's clearly been somewhere that's worth fighting for. Of course, it's under the US jurisdiction these days, but at various times it's been under, as I said, the Spanish and the French and so forth and so on, the Confederates. The interesting one, bottom right-hand corner, the little green cross, it was also under the dominion of a seafarer and privateer, Gregor MacGregor, who conquered the island, stayed there for a little while, and then decided to move on. So in terms of your family experiences, if it was a family experience, there's a lot of things for families to do, to explore the island top and bottom, to look at the various installations, forts, and you can see on the right-hand side there is a nice picture of one of the forts, which is up in the top part of the island. Known as the Island of 8 Flags, with a rich maritime history, as I've already said. So on top of that, of course, you're going to have all of the things that you would expect of ports, with a great sort of seafaring tradition, and some amazing beaches. And the beaches are particularly of interest in relation to Florida because they are unspoiled, they're relatively quiet, and we always say yes, and you can forage on the beach for shells and all the other things you can do on beaches, but also find shark's teeth. You may ask yourself, why would I want to go into the water if there's sharks there? Well, that's not the case. These are fossilized shark's teeth. They've been there for many hundreds of thousands of years, and I've collected several of these myself when they're, so they're fairly straightforward and easy to find. And there are amazing places to stay. This is a place where top of the island, bottom of the island, there are 2 resort hotels. Everything you would expect of 5-star resort hotels at an absolute luxury end of the market. The island also boasts a number of different sorts of accommodation styles and price points, including antebellum style housing. Bottom right hand corner, you'll see an example of post Civil War housing, which has been turned into small bed and breakfasts, mom and pop sort of places. There's everything that you would expect or want in terms of variety, depending on what your interest is and depending on what sort of people you are, whether you're a family, whether you're a couple, whether you're going there to get married. By the way, you can get a license there to get married. They say in under 2 hours, but I wouldn't necessarily hold them to that. But it's certainly a wonderful place for romance. It's a wonderful place to get married. It's a wonderful place to honeymoon. So that's another aspect to it. But it's also the home of those little guys on the left-hand side. Nesting sea turtles, who have also discovered it's an amazing place to stay. Those little nesting sea turtles come onto the island, they come onto the beach, they nest, they hatch, and they return to the ocean. When does that happen? We're not going to tell you. We can't, because these are little guys that choose when they want to do it. It's usually about twice a year, and the island are very proud of being able to look after the ecology part of the whole setup, so that they continue to come back. So ecological approaches and sustainability are very important to the island. With festivals throughout the year, including the Shrimp Festival, Restaurant Week, which is a week where all of the restaurants will put on fixed price menus, and perhaps the most surprising thing, which is something you will have to remember if you want to try and win a prize, Dickens on Centre. Yes, believe it or not, every Christmas they turn the entire downtown Fernandina Beach, which is the top right-hand corner you'll see up there, into a Dickens-themed Christmas extravaganza. Yeah, it's in Florida heat, we accept that, but these guys really go for it big time, probably more so than anywhere else I've ever been in the world, and it's a really amazing experience. So Dickens on Centre, the relationship with Charles Dickens, it's quite complicated. We don't have time to go into it here, but they really love the whole notion of Dickens, and they're very, very proud of their associations with all of their colonial partners that have taken over the island from over the years, including, and most importantly, the British. It's an island thing, and of course, the thing to say about this little island is that you get all of the relaxation and what goes with island living and the real uniqueness that is living on an island. You can also, and the only place you can do it in Florida is you can ride on the beach after you've got married, after you've got up in the morning, whenever you want to do it. You can go down and get onto horses. It's the only place you can do it in Florida at the present time, as we understand it, as a result of a variety of different things. And you can watch the sunset. You can canoe. You can do everything you would expect to do on the water and so on. So this is a really great place to go and experience, for your customers to go and experience. I mentioned the romance thing, and we cannot get away from the fact that this is truly a wonderful location for people who either want to tie the knot, go on their honeymoon, or perhaps just relive past glories. It's so much more than that, and we're just going to show you another little video to demonstrate that.
On the northeastern tip of Florida lies a barrier island, offering an unspoiled setting for natural escape. This is Amelia Island, a natural wonder greeting you with adventure in her heart and excitement in her soul. As if kissed by Mother Nature herself, she welcomes many ways to explore her acres of wide Florida beach. Pristine dunes, maritime forests, and intercoastal waterways. Her veins nourish and her roots run deep. The untouched, uncrowded, and unspoiled wonders of Amelia Island are undeniable. On an island where some slow down and others seek adventure. Moments come together naturally, and the sun meets the shore twice a day. Amelia Island, come make memories.
So come in memories. Want to find out more? Well, I'm going to put in the chat box, top right hand corner, in a moment, my email address, so you can find out more about Amelia Island, and indeed any collateral or anything that you need to help get sales over the line, or understand where you can find product in order to get people out to Amelia Island. It is what people have been asking for. You know that, I know that. I'm very pleased, and I hope you have enjoyed presenting my presentation about Amelia Island. Over to you. Okay. Okay, I can't actually see the chat at the present time. Let's bring it up. Okay, let me start by putting my details in. Oh, let's try that again. Okay, so let's. Right, let me see if I can. Now, right now, I have to say I cannot see the chat. Can you help me with that Gabriella? Have. I'm sorry, I didn't get the last word. Oh, golf. Oh, yes. It's Florida. Of course, it has golf. Apologies for that. Yes, there are two or three golf courses on the island. In particular, one of the resort hotels has a golf course actually attached to it. It actually is anybody who plays golf. It is some of the better golf in Florida. I can honestly say that, genuinely say that. And of course, you might say you would say that, but I actually genuinely believe that. But yes, it does indeed. I think weather-wise, we are talking Florida. Here we go. And what is absolutely fantastic for the UK visitor, of course, is that particularly those that can travel outside the school holidays, and I do appreciate that. That's not always possible, but certainly the shoulder months, the September October time is a fantastic time in Florida, as is April and May. I've just come back from Florida myself, and the weather's been absolutely astonishing. So that's probably a good time to travel. But Christmas time, why not? Because you're still going to get 21, 22 degrees on Amelia Island, and you're going to perhaps be able to experience the Charles Dickens event as well. Why not? What water sports aren't available? That's the better question. Everything that you could expect of any similar sort of outlet, such as whether it's scuba diving, paddle boarding, parasailing, all of the things you might expect. All of them are available, and to a certain degree, they're very well known for fishing. Not everybody's cup of tea, obviously, but fishing is also a big thing for those who like doing that in their vacation time. Okay. For everybody, then, once again, thank you very much for watching. Thanks very much, and please reach out to me. It's the Gary at Select, not the one at GaryAtSletti.co.uk. It's GaryAtSelect.co.uk. Reach out to me. We'll be happy to add to this, and good luck in winning the prize.